taste of the very complexity that we had along this project. All our projects have something in common. And this is the fact that we all were very committed in producing policy documents in order to actually fulfill what the Commission asked us when we were drafting our proposal, and then we started to also work on them in practice. This we have in common, and this we would like to go in depth, just recollecting also the results, some of the results of this morning, but also launching ideas in order to be able to really going out of this room having with us some messages which makes the work we do, all of us do every day in respecting, really trying to fulfill this enhancement of the connection between qualitative research in particular, because our projects are all, another aspect they have in common is qualitative research results. It is not just for talking to policymakers, but also to talk to practitioners, to the people who daily work in the migration field. So this is what we want to do. But it is very generic, what I said. This morning we also had case studies, and so I also asked our invited panelists also to take concrete examples, because we really, I think that we can really learn a lot from concrete examples in what happened in the three projects and in your professional experience at large. So I will start with the first question. And given that I also heard another keyword I always have in mind, which is evidence-based, it was Ether talking about it with, really very useful examples. So thinking of evidence-based policy making, but also evidence-based working. So we are here because, we have really talking about knowledge and how we can use this knowledge. And so this is why I ask you, and then maybe we can just do we are not around the table, but we can do a round table anyway, imagining it. If you can tell us and share one successful case of dialogue between archival qualitative research and practice or policy making, depending, of course, on your experience. I ask Montserrat to start.
That's a difficult question because Heather put many examples. It's probably one of the most impactful because we had this big operation in the 90s, and when it was starting to happen in the Mediterranean, and we were seeing, that's the same, we have already seen this. And the fact that we got all colleagues coming back to us, asking for help and wanting to use the archives to understand this.
Oh, yeah, thank you for getting the ball rolling. And certainly the first question about dialogue is quite important on all three of the projects, and it's nice to see the synergy. First question was dialogue, and the second of obstacles. Then for this question, I am curious about migrant agency. So all three of us use this term agency, and I just wondered if you could clarify more how agency fits into the research process, whether the planning phase or the analyzing, or also part of the archiving process.
We collected really the stories, let's say, and histories, as in the very title of the project, but also media, we studied media, public discourses, and this was in common also with you. We all use the word narrative. Last very brief reflection on how narratives can support migrant policies and practices.
I have to confess that most of us did not work on narratives before the project.
Human beings, we need narratives to understand things. Figures, numbers, facts don't mean anything to us. We need a story to be told. Anyway, everything we do is a narrative. This is a big effort to change the way we think, because whether we like or we don't like, we think through narratives. And we construct the world through narrative. So the quality of the narrative is what is important. It's not stop narrating. It's narrating from the truth. And that's, for me, that's the value of Ithaca, this big effort of bringing the truth and authenticity to inform policymakers.